Hi, Mike Brookfield here. Welcome to lesson 2 on the what's loosely called the Notation for Guitarists series. If you've got a better name in mind, please let me know. Maybe we'll rename it something a little bit more kind of rock and roll. But at the moment, it's called Notation for Guitarists. So you've been practicing C all week. You know, getting the C down all over the guitar. Today we're going to look at the note of D. There's great aural benefits from approaching it like this, one note at a time, because we're going to think about the new notes that we introduce in relation to the key of C. So let's have a look at our Ds, will we? So if we look at our first D on the chart, the second line from the top lives second string 3. Also lives third string 7. 4th string 12, 5th string 17, 6th string 22. So practice that. And just keep in mind where that note lives is the second line from the top. And the C is the second space from the top, isn't it? So the next D we have is just above the 2 extra ledger lines above the stave. So we know that C is on the 2 extra ledger lines, so it's on the space above that. And that lives on the 1st string 10, 2nd string 15, 3rd string 19. So be practicing that with in mind that note in notation lives just above the extra 2 ledger lines on the stave. And then we've got the note of D just below the stave, in the space just below the stave, and that's the 4th string open, 4th string 5th fret, 5th string 5th fret, 6th string 10th fret. So be practicing that, keeping in mind that D is located on the space just below the stave. So now we have all our Ds all over the guitar. So what we want to do is look at those Ds in relation to C in the key of C. So last week we did these Cs. That's the C form, the A form, the G form, the E form, and the D form. So I'm going to use the metronome. I'm going to play through these exercises on the chart. So 80 is the magic number. Let's go for it. So here's the octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. So there we've looked at the C's and D's in the C form, in the key of C. Now we're going to go up to the A form in the key of C, in this position, and we're going to look at the notes of C and D there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. let's look at the G form now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And again, 2, 3, 4. And let's have a look at the E form. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are C's. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one, the D form. So we're in the key of C. There's our C octave. So we're going to play the C's and the D's. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's a little drill for you, a little practice thing, so you can see it's going to start getting pretty hard pretty quickly. If you don't believe me, hang in there for a few weeks and you're going to really surprise yourself on what you can achieve. But it's kind of a bit like that when you buy a book on notation reading. First page is okay, second page, third page, killer hard, can't go any further, you know, shuffle it away. So hopefully you won't do that with this course. So we've looked at the notes of D all over the guitar neck. We've gone through our cage system in the key of C and played on notes from C to D and actually flipped it and done the notes from D to C. So it's just an exercise you just got to keep in mind, and we're going to introduce more and more notes, and you'll be surprised at how well you start to see the fingerboard. So at this point now, I think it's really important to make sure that we relate it to rock and roll and blues and the music that we love to play. And when we're playing that music, we're not just playing notes like we just did in that exercise. That was really to find the notes and know where they are on the fingerboard. But now we have to try and turn it into something a little bit more musical. So let's explore the use of slurs, which is what we use in rock and roll and blues to give it more feeling and more vocal-like. So if we take this C and this D, let's try a slide. And we can break the rules of fingering here if we want, because we're just trying to play with more feeling. So, reminds me of the All Right Now solo by Paul Kossoff, you know? We can use hammer-ons, pull-offs. We can use bends as well, but you know, it might not be possible really to bend that knot. When you've got notes on different strings, it's, you know, you can't really use those kind of same slurs. So let's go to the next position where you've got C and D, and we can do slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs. Can we do a bend? Just about. And our other C and D are on different strings, so we can't really do that. We could probably get into playing some double stops. because that's an interval of a second, there's going to be a bit of tension. There's interesting psychoacoustics that we could go into there, but that's another lesson. Okay, then we've got into the G form, and we've got a C and a D here. We could do, that's an interval of a second, and it's, you know, it's kind of a funky little thing. It's like something John Mayer would do actually when he plays those double stop things and he's playing finger style, you know. You know, he kind of plays those kind of double stops, doesn't he? Okay, you've got a C and a D here. Slide. Hammer-ons. Pull-offs. Bends. One of the hardest things to do, bend, vibrato when you reach the note. Okay, well, let's go to the E form. We've got a C and a D here. Hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides. It's more exciting when you kind of play like that, isn't it? Then you've got a C and a D. How about some double stops? Okay, because we can't slide and bend between those two notes because they're on different strings. But this one we can. C, D. How about bend? Slide. Hammer-ons. Pull-offs. Okay, and then finally the D form. We've got C and D. Slides. Hammer-ons. Pull-offs. Double stops. And again, tension there because it's an interval of a second. Earlier in the video I was saying there's really interesting aural benefits to working like this, starting off with one note, introducing a second note, and really listening to that relationship. By the time you add the third note, you're really starting to hear the interaction of notes, aren't you? So you're starting to hear this interval of a second there. And then when we add another note, you're going to hear that interval as well. So this is a very progressive system that hopefully you're going to really benefit aurally as well as like physically playing. So that's again, you know, you'll see that on the chart if you've got that chart from the website. It says break the rules, experiment with slurs, bends, slides, pull-offs, hammer-ons, because we want to turn this into music. You know, exercise 2 is playing the notes. Discovering the notes and just having a systematic approach to finding them, and then the process after that is really how do we make music out of them. Okay, at very last, we like to relate this stuff to fun things, don't we? You know, it's all not, it shouldn't be kind of like all, you know, hard work, but it does require hard work, of course. But how about we look at a B.B. King lick? And the whole point of learning notation, not the whole point, but one massive advantage is you can analyze music much better. So when he plays, I'm playing this in the key of C now, but when he starts Sweet Little Angel, he goes. So if I want to look at what's going on there, I know that's a C, that's the root, and then look at this note here, it's a D, and he's bending up a tone. Now we haven't talked about what the other notes are, but we know that B.B. King likes to bend the second note, which is a D in the key of C. So, and then you can see the major triad he plays there, and we can see there's a C there, there's a C there. We haven't discussed the other two notes in the middle really yet, but you know, there's a G and there's an E. But we can see those C's and we can see that. So, you know, so by analysing that with the knowledge of only two notes, we can see that B.B. King has this thing that he likes to do. He likes to bend that second note. So get into that, have a little bit of fun, and that's lesson 2. It's all going to build into a crescendo of pain, and I hope you you stick around to enjoy it. So here we go. I'll do a little bit of playing, will I? And see you on the next one. Keep it burning.